Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. As discussed earlier, the notices issued had raised similar allegations against express newspapers in respect of which the judgment of the Supreme Court has already been rendered. The mere fact that permission was granted by the Supreme Court to the Union of India for filing a civil suit for the purpose of conversion charges and additional ground rent cannot mean that the Union of India was permitted to raise all the issues once again by way of a civil suit. The entire evidence consisting of letters, the perpetual lease deeds, the letters, approvals, etc., have all been discussed in detail in the decisions of the Supreme Court. The decision in Dara and others holds that decisions in writ petitions would also bind the parties as res judicata, though evidence may not have been led. The relevant extracts of the said decision are set out as this court had occasion to consider the application of the rule of res judicata to a petition filed under Article 32 in MSM Sharma v. Dr. Sri Krishna Sinha. In that case, the petitioner had moved this court under Article 32 and claimed an appropriate writ against the chairman and the members of the committee of privileges of the state legislative assembly. The said petition was dismissed. Subsequently, he filed another petition substantially for the same relief and substantially on the same allegations. One of the points which then arose for the decision of this court was whether second petition was competent, and this court held that it was not because of the rule of res judicata. It is true that the earlier decision on which res judicata was pleaded was a decision of this court in a petition filed under Article 32, and in that sense, the background of the dispute was different because the judgment on which the plea was based was a judgment of this court and not of any high court. Even so, this decision affords assistance in determining the point before us. In upholding the plea of res judicata, this court observed that the question determined by the previous decision of this court cannot be reopened in the present case and must govern the rights and obligations of the parties, which are substantially the same. In support of this decision, Sinha CJ, who spoke for the court, referred to the earlier decision of this court. We must now proceed to state our conclusion on the preliminary objection raised by the respondents. We hold that if a writ petition filed by a party under Article 226 is considered on the merits as a contested matter and is dismissed, the decision thus pronounced would continue to bind the parties unless it is otherwise modified or reversed by appeal or other appropriate proceedings permissible under the Constitution. it would not be open to a party to ignore the said judgment and move this court under Article 32 by an original petition made on the same facts and for obtaining the same or similar orders or writs. If the petition filed in the High Court under Article 226 is dismissed not on the merits but because of the laches of the party applying for the writ or because it is held that the party had an alternative remedy available to it, then the dismissal of the writ petition would not constitute a bar to a subsequent petition under Article 32 except in cases where and if the facts thus found by the High Court may themselves be relevant even under Article 32. If a writ petition is dismissed in initially and an order is pronounced in that behalf, whether or not the dismissal would constitute a bar would depend upon the nature of the order. If the order is on the merits, it would be a bar if the order shows that the dismissal was for the reason that the petitioner was guilty of laches or that he had an alternative remedy, it would not be a bar except in cases which we have already indicated. If the petition is dismissed in initially without passing a speaking order, then such dismissal cannot be treated as creating a bar of res judicata. It is true that prima facie dismissal in limine, even without passing a speaking order in that behalf, may strongly suggest that the court took the view that there was no substance in the petition at all, but in the absence of a speaking order, it would not be easy to decide what factors weighed in the mind of the court, and that makes it difficult and unsafe to hold that such a summary dismissal is a dismissal on merits and as such constitutes a bar of res judicata against a similar petition filed under Article 32. Or if the petition is dismissed as withdrawn, it cannot be a bar to a subsequent petition under Article 32 because in such a case there has been no decision on the merits by the court. Stop.